Here, let us find out the wavelength of light using grating. Suppose here first case is normal incidence. This is the grating. Light is coming from through the collimator and it is incident on the grating normally. That means angle of incidence is 0 here and it is diffracting. At theta equal to 0 we will get central maximum, and for other angles we will get first order, second order and third order. For positive integers we will get upper side, for negative integers we will get lower side. And condition for principal maximum for normal incidence is a plus b sin theta equal to n lambda. Here a is the width of the slit, b is the separation between the slits, and theta is the angle of diffraction, n is the order of the spectrum, lambda is the wavelength of light used. We know that condition for principal maximum is a plus b into sin theta equal to n lambda. As we have to find out lambda equal to a plus b sin theta by n. The number of lines per inch is, suppose it is n, then a plus b into n equal to 1 inch, that equal to 2.54 centimeters. Then a plus b grating element equal to 2.54 by n centimeter. For example, for first order n equal to 1, then sin theta 1 equal to, as we have to find out sin theta, let us go to the first page. Here sin theta 1, for first order sin theta 1 is the diffraction angle, sin theta 1 equal to opposite side by hypotenuse. As d is very large, d is the separation distance of the screen from the grating. So as d is very large, we can take it as hypotenuse, and d1 is the distance of the first principal maximum from the central maximum. So sin theta 1 equal to small d1 by capital D. So sin theta 1 equal to small d1 by capital D, that is distance of first maximum from central maximum by distance of screen from grating. Other case is oblique incidence. That means light ray is incidenting with some angle of incidence to the on the diffraction grating. Here A and A dash are the center point of two consecutive slits. Here this blue line is the slit, and the center points for A and dash are the centers of two slits. Now this I is the angle of incidence and theta is the diffraction angle. So in the normal incidence case, the light rays have only path difference after diffraction. Here up to they travel the same distance. But in this case, before diffraction also they differ in path. That means the first ray is traveling more than the second ray. So to know the total path difference, we have to calculate path difference before diffraction and path difference after diffraction. So for this, you have to draw normal from A dash to this first right ray, and after diffraction for the first right ray. So these are the normals. C and B are the normals. So A dash C is the normal and A dash B is the normal. Now the path difference, total path difference is CA plus AB. To know the path difference, this is the right angle triangle, and I, this is the I. So this angle is 90 minus I. As it is 90 degrees, it is 90 minus I. Yeah, then it will become I. So we want this side. So sin I equal to D sin theta. Why? Because this is the slit width. Slit width is A. So A by 2 plus B plus A by 2. So this D is nothing. This side is A plus B, that equal to D sin I plus sin theta. Right. And this capital D is the angle of deviation. Why? Because if there is no grating, this light ray travels in this direction. That means it is undeviated ray. Because of grating, it is diffracting with some angle theta. So the total angle between this diffracted ray and the undeviated ray is known as angle of deviation. So this equal to I. These two angles are same. So I plus theta, that equal to capital D equal to I plus theta. Principal maximum occur when path difference equal to N lambda. Here path difference is D into sin I plus sin theta equal to N lambda. D. Sin A plus sin B equal to 2 sin A plus B by 2 cos A minus B by 2. So here D into 2 sin I plus theta by 2 cos I minus theta by 2 equal to N lambda. For minimum deviation, that means D minimum, when this angle is small, then sine is small, so this term will be minimum, then this term should be maximum. Why? Because the product of these two numbers is always constant, N lambda. Lambda is fixed, order of that principal maximum is fixed. So if one is minimum, another should be maximum. So for a minimum deviation, cos term should be maximum. For cos term, when will be maximum? When cos 0 equal to 1. Cos for 0 it is maximum. So I minus theta by 2 equal to 0. I equal to theta. Then from 1, d into 2 sin d by 2. This d is minimum angle of minimum deviation. dm, that equal to n lambda. Of minimum deviation. If you draw graph for angle of incidence and angle of deviation, the graph will be like this. So the deviation will be minimum for particular angle I, and it again increases. That means it decreases and reaches minimum and again increases. So this minimum value is known as angle of minimum deviation. So to know this minimum deviation, you have to rotate the prism table to get the minimum position. That means, see here, suppose it is grating. This is the light ray incidenting. If it is not there in the, when the grating is not there, then undeviated ray will go in this direction, but actual ray is in this direction. So this is the angle of deviation. So if you put grating with some angle I, then if you rotate the grating, here the position of the slit, source light is fixed. So this line is fixed. Actual incident ray line is fixed. So you have to change the angle of incidence. You have to rotate the grating. So you have to rotate the prism table. So you rotate the prism table so that the diffracted ray reaches its minimum position. That means it goes towards the undeviated ray, and again it retraces its path. So it goes to up to here, and then again it goes back. So this is the minimum deviation position. So you have to fix the grating at that position and find out the angle T, that is the minimum angle dm.